Hello, amazing people, and welcome back to our today's tutorial. Do you know that algebra is an important aspect of mathematics? Quadratic equation is a great tool to unlock a lot of problems in algebra. In today's tutorial, I'm going to take you around this quadratic equation. You are going to identify how quadratic equation looks like and how to solve its problems. Now, if you're ready, let's do this together. Now, when you talk about quadratic equation, it simply means an algebraic equation of degree 2. Let me show you what we meant by that. If I have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where this a is not equal to 0, because if a becomes 0, automatically it's no longer a quadratic equation. Now, if this is satisfied, then we call this a quadratic equation. And what does it mean? Remember, we said it's a degree 2 algebraic equation or degree 2 polynomial. It is because you see that the highest power of x in this equation is 2. So each time you have an equation of this form and the highest power is 2, it is said to be a quadratic equation. And in this case, you see we have 3 terms. This is the first term. This one is the first. And this is the second term. Now, this is the third term. We say it's trinomial, okay? It doesn't mean that there are still some that are 2 terms. I will show you in the example. Now, remember, in this quadratic equation, this a is what we call the coefficient, is the coefficient of x squared, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you what you meant by coefficient. Relax. So when you talk about b is what we call the coefficient of x. Then when you have c, the c is the constant. Okay, I'm going to tell you what we meant by that. Then the x becomes the variable, or what you call the unknown. Now, what does this mean? Coefficient is simply that number or that value that multiplies the variable or the unknown. Just like we have said it, you see that a is a value that is multiplying this variable. So we call it a coefficient. You can have an example like when you have 2x, 2 is the coefficient of x. I hope this is cleared. Okay, now what about what we meant by constant? Constant is simply a number. Just like when you have 2, is a fixed number that doesn't change. So when you have 2, you have 3 on its own without any variable attached to it. If you have 2x and you have 2, these two are different. The 2 here on its own is a constant. But when you have these two attached to a variable, is what we call a coefficient. I hope this is cleared. Now, the next thing you should know is what we call the variable. The variable is the unknown, that letter you are to look for in solving the equation. I hope this is cleared. Now that you've understood that, remember we said it is of 3 terms, the trinomial. There are still examples that are 2 terms. I'm going to show you. Now let's look at some of the examples. So we are going to have it that we can have x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. This is 3 terms, and because it's 3 terms, it's trinomial, okay? We can also have x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. This is also 2 terms, and because it's 2 terms, it's binomial. You can also have something like, let's say, 4x squared minus 5x is equal to 0. It's also an example of quadratic equation, but of 2 terms, binomial. Now, remember that what really makes it quadratic is because of the equal sign. If I choose to remove the equal sign here, it becomes an expression. Please take note, okay? It's until you have the equal sign that it becomes equation. There are a lot of methods you can use to solve this quadratic equation, which ranges from the formula method, factoring method, completing the squares, graphing, and the rest of them. If you want to know more about this, make sure you stay connected throughout the period of this tutorial. Now, let's take it from the first, which is use of the formula method. Now, in using the general formula method, this formula method is used to solve any kind of quadratic equation, anyone. So it's good you know how to use it. Now, we are going to recall what this formula is all about. Remember that if we are given, remember the general quadratic equation equal to 0, then the formula method is to find the value of x. Remember, the value of x you are finding is what we call the roots of the equation, or we can also say it is the values of the unknown. So we usually call the roots of the equation of this particular equation x will now be, or you can still say is the solution, is given by the formula negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is your general quadratic formula. Please remember it. It is easy to remember. Now, this formula, like we said, is gotten from this equation. I will still talk about it when we come to completing the squares. So, what do we do now? We are asked to solve this. So, what are we supposed to do? To answer this, before we go into that, I want to remind you of what this formula is talking about. Remember, we said we use it to find the roots of the equation. Now, you see this value inside the roots. It is very important. This value, b squared minus 4ac, is an important aspect of this formula, and we call it the what? The discriminant. And what is the work of this discriminant? It helps us to determine the nature of the roots. Because some equations, when you want to represent them, you may have something like this. This is a quadratic equation. You can have something like this. You can also have another one drawn this way. I don't know if you have seen such. You see, it's touching it at one point. You can also have another one that can be drawn such that the curve will not be touching the x-axis. It's also part of it. So this helps us to determine the nature of the root of the equation. And in that case, we call it the discriminant. So what does it mean? If this discriminant, d, we usually use letter d. If this d is greater than or equal to 0, please note it. We say it is what? That the root is what? Is real. I hope this is clear. And if the d becomes greater than 0, watch, is greater than or equal to. But when it becomes only greater than 0, what it means is that you are going to have distinct roots. What do we mean by distinct roots? Distinct root is when you will now have two different values of x at the end of your solving. You will see it as we go through it, okay? So in that case, when you have two different values, this is the curve you are going to get, because the value of x you have here is different from the value of x you have at this point. I hope this is clear. We say this one is what? Is giving us a distinct root. Now, you can also say when this d is equal to 0, I hope you can see it. We are splitting this. We say it is giving us equal roots. Is equal, or you say it is the same root. And what does it mean? It means you're having one value of x twice. There are sometimes you will solve equation, you will say your answer is x is equal to 4 two times. It is called equal or the same root. And this is the kind of curve you are going to have, because it's going to cut x at one axis. I hope this is clear. Now, there are also when you will solve this and the discriminant will be less than 0. And if it's less than 0, it means it's negative. So we say such is what? Is complex. I hope this is cleared. So now that you've understood what we meant by discriminant, which is very important, we can now solve this question we have on the board. Now, to answer this, as usual, I will solve one, then you try the second one. So make sure you pay attention as we go through it. Now, to answer this question, remember, this is all we have, and we are going to use this formula. So what do? We are going to equate this to be in this form to identify our a. Your a is usually the coefficient, so we have x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. And the general equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So the coefficient of x squared here is 1. Did you see? So it means that our a is going to be 1. Are you seeing it? The coefficient of x here is -1. Remember your algebra? So it means that your b is going to be -1. You see how we got that? Let's make it clearer. So this is -1. Then the next is that your c is -2. So now you've gotten this, we are going to plug it into the formula. Please remember, we don't plug the variables into the formula. We only plug numbers. Students should take notes, okay? Now, to answer this, now let's get it better. So we're going to now have, this is going to give us x is equal to, our b is negative. Remember, there's a negative sign in the formula. So you're going to take the negative of your value of b. Your b is -1. So we're going to have -1 plus or minus. Then you take your square root. Your b is still -1, you square it, minus 4. I hope you are seeing it. Your b is -1, you square it, minus 4. 4ac means 4 times a times c. So we are going to have, what is the value of a? Our a here is 1. So we have 4 times 1. And what is our c? Our c is -2. Did you see that? And this is all over. 2a is 2 times a. So we are going to have 2 times, what is our a? Our a is 1. So let's simplify. Our x will now be, negative multiplies negative is positive. So we have 1 plus or minus square root. -1 squared is -1 times -1, which will give us 1. Did you see that? So we have 1. Then -4 multiplies 1 is -4. And when it multiplies -2, it gives us +8. Did you see? Then 2 multiplies 1 will give us 2. So we're going to have x as 1 plus or minus. Add this is going to give you 9. So we have square root of 9 all over 2. And this will give us x is equal to this one plus or minus. Square root of 9 is 3, because it's 3 times 3 that will give us 9. And this is over 2. So let's finally get the value of our x. And to do that, what do? We are going to say that our x will now be equal to 1. You take both the positive, you are going to work it out for the positive and the negative value, okay? So it's going to give us x is equal to 1 plus 3 all over 2. I hope this is clear. Then you also have or 1, you take the negative sign, 3 all over 2. So if you simplify, 1 plus 2 will give us 4 over 2. Or 1 minus this will give us -2 all over 2. So if you simplify it, you are going to have 4 divided by 2 will give us 2, or -2 divided by 2 will give us -1. And this will give us the 2 values of x. You see, we have 2 different values of x, and we say it is distinct roots as an answer. And I hope this helps you. Remember, you're going to do this, and let's know what you get in the comment section. If this tutorial really answered a lot for you, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Remember, you can subscribe for the more you can get. Let's know how much helpful it is in the comment section. I will see you in our next class, and bye-bye.